Science Central set to open its newest exhibit. A 700-home neighborhood community gets pushback from its neighbors. And is Fort Wayne on track for a new casino in Indiana? All of the Fort Wayne development news that you need with the context and clarity you deserve. Let's keep it real, Fort Wayne.
I keep it real, I keep it real, I keep it real, just keep it real.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Sam Hartman, keeping it real estate today, actually here in my home office due to some technical difficulties, but that's not gonna stop me from bringing you the development news, going around Fort Wayne and putting some context and clarity to that news so that you can be confident real estate consumers. Let's start with the newest offering from Science Central. They are set to have their grand opening of their new planetarium exhibit on March 25th at 10:30. Now, this is after almost a decade since St. Francis University closed their planetarium and their planetarium program. And so now Science Central is stepping in to fill that void. Now, me and my family, we love Science Central. We love the hands-on exhibits. We love the space that it offers for the kids to just run around and burn off steam. So if you want to attend the grand opening of the planetarium, that's March 25th at 10:30 a.m. If you don't have the time to attend that, make sure you get out and support Science Central, one of the great family resources in our local community. An almost 700 home community going by the name of the Communities of Calusa is getting pushback from neighbors. Now, one of the things cited about the pushback on this community is that it's located within 1 mile of one of the Fort Wayne International Airport's runways. Now, in real estate, when you sell a home, there's actually a seller's disclosure with 4 pages of checklist items that you're supposed to fill out. And one of the questions on that checklist is if the home is located within 1 mile of an airport. And to be totally honest, I never really knew, other than just, maybe some noise pollution, why someone would have to disclose that. But upon a little bit further research, being that close to the airport is that the airplanes being as low as they are coming in for landing, yes, there's that noise pollution. Yes, that could affect resale values, but there's also some potential health risks due to the particles and emissions that are coming off of the burning fuel of those airplanes as well. So not a totally invalid reason to oppose this, but oftentimes what I see is that neighbors just don't want more neighbors. This is a bit more of a rural agricultural area of Fort Wayne. A lot of these homes probably have lots of acres of land that they either live on or are farming on. And so 700 homes would bring a lot more cars, a lot more congestion, a lot more light pollution, noise pollution, and everything like that to their area of Fort Wayne. Now, building more housing leads to more affordable housing, leads to more housing options. So I'm always in support of more housing and more housing options for our community. But I put a lot of trust into our zoning board to do what's right with that land and to do what's right for the community in that land usage. Speaking of Fort Wayne International Airport, they are just opening additional long-term parking. Now, I know this is big news for everyone in Fort Wayne, because if there's one thing people love to complain about in Fort Wayne, it's parking. So this is great news, more parking for the international airport. It's great news that we need more parking. It's great news that our airport is growing, that travel is growing out of Fort Wayne. And the more that it grows, the more offerings our airport will be able to bring. Now, of course, our airport has undergone substantial growth in terms of its size and renovation. Those renovations are still ongoing, but we are also opening this additional parking that should help alleviate some of the hassle and travel out of Fort Wayne International. Now, if you travel out of Fort Wayne International, you know how wonderful it is to get in and out of the parking lots, to get in and out through security. So there are a lot of great benefits to traveling out of Fort Wayne International Airport. Big news regarding a possible casino in Northeast Indiana. Governor Braun did sign the bill that came across his desk that will allow the relocation of a casino to Northeast Indiana. Now, this includes Allen County, DeKalb County, or Steuben County. The one big change to this bill, though, was that a referendum from those communities would have to be passed before a casino could move forward in those communities. This is big news. This is great news for the communities to be able to have a say in what comes to their city and what amenities are coming to their area. Now, this project will be a $500 million project and will certainly bring a lot of economic value to the community that it comes to. But there's a lot of opponents. There's a lot of potential negatives of a casino in your community as well. Me personally, I love taking a trip up to Battle Creek, Michigan from time to time to hit up Firekeepers Casino. I think outside of just a casino, casinos offer a lot of potential other great uses for restaurants, for music venues, and to potentially bring a lot of other great entertaining factors to a community. So personally, I would support a casino in Fort Wayne, Indiana, or at least in Allen County area. But I know this is a hot button topic, and people are going to get their chance to vote on whether that is something that comes to our community or not. And last but not least, Fort Wayne's two favorite peregrine falcons, Moxie and Jamie, have returned to their nest atop the Indiana-Michigan Power Building in downtown Fort Wayne. Sorry, this is just too funny. I had to cover this story. It makes me feel like Anchorman. That squirrel can water ski. But this nest atop the AEP building has been used by peregrine falcons for 30 years and has been home to over 70 peregrine falcon chicks. So kind of a cool little thing in downtown Fort Wayne and an adorable little story for our little community here in Fort Wayne. That's it for Keeping It Real Fort Wayne this week. If you have a news story or something you want me to discuss next time, make sure you reach out and let me know. Thanks for keeping it real estate with me, guys.